We start in KwaZulu-Natal, where 4 family members have been killed in a suspected robbery near Port Shepstone on New Year's Eve. An attacker allegedly stormed into a rondavel and shot a 45-year-old man before also killing a mother and her 2 daughters in another building. Newzroom Afrika's Zola Sholwana is at the scene and joins us live. Zola, earlier when we were speaking, you told the harrowing details of what happened as you were speaking to one of the family members. A prayer service then turned into a murder scene.
Yes, indeed, Veronica. In fact, the family says, exactly at this time, this was when they were going to be going to church and, of course, to do what they normally do on the 1st of January, I beg your pardon. And unfortunately, that is not the case. This year, things are completely different for the Celes family here in Umzumbe. I am joined by, the councillor of the area, who has been interacting with the family since the incident occurred. We're just going to speak to him so that he paints us a picture of how crime is looking like in this village. Councillor, thank you very much for your time. This is quite disturbing, understanding that it's happening at a time where, everyone is happy and people are looking forward to 2026. And this family has a different story to tell about the 31st of December 2025. Just take us through the crime in this area. Is this something that you have never seen here?
Well, a massive incident like this has never happened in this area. However, there has been a build-up whereby there has been deaths here and there that are taking place as a result of a similar nature. So we cannot say we are surprised that it happened, but the nature is too much. It's way above what we thought it could happen. We are in an area where we've got a police station that is very limited in terms of resources. And its catchment area is huge. It has got 4 traditional councils that it's taking care of, and those traditional councils have got different needs and they are far apart in terms of the distance. So that makes it difficult for the police station to be able to patrol in most cases in order to make sure that cases of this nature do not take place. So we need to have a change in terms of the resources that are put into the police station, Mdweshule police station to be precise, because we've got one vehicle that is dedicated to dealing with the community of these 4 traditional councils, which means we are in a space where we are a ticking time bomb that will explode at any time. So we really need assistance from the department, SAPS to be specific, to try and change things with regards to that police station so that we can have enough workforce and enough resources that can make it easy for us to say we've got a safe environment. However, when you talk about cases, as we speak, there is a young girl from a Mbanda family in Mdweshule that was killed last week. She was found naked, dumped somewhere, and she was killed. Before that, there are 2 incidents where a man was killed and dumped into a toilet with cable ties at his hands and his legs, dumped straight with the head into the pit toilet. And over and above, there was another case where a woman, Sangoma, was killed the same way. And it's a series of events that are taking place, which means we are not in a safe environment, which makes me appeal to the authorities to please assist us and try and beef up the staff as well as the resources in the police station. Well, we do have safety structures that are helping us in trying to assist the police station. However, that is not enough as well.
Mm-hmm. So from my understanding, Councillor, what you're essentially saying is that if the current police station was more resourced, these kind of incidents perhaps could have been prevented.
That is what we think, because it's an outcry that has been there for years. There was a time before 2019 where there was a plan to change the police station into an upper kind of structure to change it to be a better police station with better resources. However, that system failed because the people who were there at the time exited and new people came in, so that system stalled and it has failed up to this point. And we have never had anything with regards to that. And we need the police station to change to be a better police station, so that we can say, yes, we are failing, but we do have resources. Now we are only pointing fingers at the resources simply because, seriously, the catchment area is huge and the resources are scarce.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, this tragedy that we're speaking about, I mean, we're talking about 4 family members, and one of them was a breadwinner. Now the family is in a state of a shock, and also they're now thinking about where will they start in terms of, funeral arrangements and making sure that they lay their loved ones to rest in a dignified manner. Is there some sort of intervention that will be done by government so far to assist them during this process?
Normally, an issue of this nature, because more than one person dying accidentally or in this fashion, simply means the government has to intervene. Luckily, I do have the Speaker of the municipality with me. I think he can narrate on that one to assist me, because I'm an ordinary councillor and he is a senior official when it comes to the council.
Okay, Speaker, let me bring you in. What kind of support will you be providing for the family during this time?
What is important is that I think on Monday, the municipality will be visiting this household. It's going to be the mayor together with the municipal leadership. We've also engaged the provincial government, the HOM, and the Office of the Premier to also intervene and assist the family. We have had before instances like this, which took place, where government intervened and assisted a lot. It depends on how the planning of the family. But what is important is that on Monday we'll be visiting the family, all government structures sitting and talking to the family and seeing where to close the gaps and help the family where possible.
Mm-hmm. The councillor is raising something that's quite important, and that's the issue of a police station that is under-resourced. Are those conversations that you are having as leadership as to how are you planning to beef up resources? Because he's speaking about one van that caters for about four villages.
Yeah, it's very bad. It's not a good situation. It's not looking good. All we need to do is to try and engage upper structures and other government and institutions like SAPS and provincial government to intervene and try and improve the situation, because we believe that if we've got enough resources, we would have been able to fight against this kind of crimes. And the other challenge is that if we have enough resources, police will be able to respond efficiently and catch perpetrators or people who have done this, or suspects. But now you find that all these cases, they take place and they take longer to be resolved and people get caught. And so we need to improve on that. We need to, it's either we can call whatever, a meeting, whatever, in Bizo, with SAPS or whoever, with the minister who was relevant, and engage with them with regards to improving of services, especially in our area in Umzumbe.
Thank you very much for your time, gentlemen. That is, of course, the Speaker of Umzumbe Municipality and the Councillor of the area, raising concerns about the police station in this area, saying that it doesn't have enough resources to cater for all the people that depend on it for services. The Speaker there says they need to engage with the relevant structures. Perhaps this will be, this will reignite calls to have those kind of conversations, because the councillor said this is not the first time they actually, complain or raise concerns about that police station being under-resourced. And they also do believe partly that perhaps if it had the necessary resources, or if it was well-resourced, these these kind of incidents of murders, could possibly be prevented in this area. But we do know that the SAPS currently is questioning, of course, people that were there when all of this was happening, so that they are able to ascertain what the motive could be, and, possibly get a lead so that someone or all the perpetrators are brought to book. The family is also, Veronica, going to meet so that they, finalize details as to when a memorial service will be held, and also a burial for these 4 Celes family members whose lives were taken in a gruesome murder.
And Zola, while we have you there, it may be too soon to ask, but have we established yet the relationship between the 4 members of the family?
So according to what we were told by the family, basically here they killed a brother and 2 sisters and their mother. So these are these are family members of a part of the Celes clan. So that is why the gentleman earlier on basically said he feels like they have destroyed the entire, Celes homestead, because those were the leaders of this home, and the brother was the head of this home in the absence of the father, of course. So all these people that passed away were the people that were basically, the elders of this home. We do understand that the only surviving person in that tragedy is a fiancé to the gentleman that was killed, the only man that was killed yesterday, and of course the children that were also in the household yesterday when all of this happened. So the motive has not been established at this particular moment. There are still speculations, and the family is still in shock, and they're still wondering what could have led to what has happened yesterday. You heard the brother earlier on also alleging that the wife to the deceased also made claims that there were some calls that they received prior to all of this. But of course, thorough investigations that are currently taking place will reveal the finer details of this incident, so that we get to know, who are the persons of interest in regards to this tragedy.
Zola Sholwana out for us there in KwaZulu-Natal. Thank you so much for that update.